Willie D Live.
What's up, family? If it's your first time checking out the show, let me know what city, what state you're coming in from. If you're outside of the U.S., let me know what country you represent. Throw up your flag. Family, I need you to smash up the likes, smash up the likes, smash up the likes. Also, if you have not done so already on YouTube, after you subscribe, there's a little bell next to your subscribe button. Go ahead and click that thing right now so you can get your notifications each time I drop a new video like this. That way you'll be in the loop. I'll let a few hundred of y'all come in, then I'm going in. But in the meantime and in between time, I'm going to give some shots out to the early birds, starting with dun, dun, dun. Theodore Nunn. What's up, Shreveport, Louisiana? DJ ATH, Ath. What it do? What's up, Tal? Chanel Lewis. What's up, Chanel Lewis? Hit that like button, fam. Smash up the likes. Let's see, I'll give a couple more shout outs and then I'm going to keep on moving. I'm going to keep it moving. Whatchamacallit? Columbus, Ohio, checking in. Let's see, who else who don't have their cap lock button on? Artificial intelligence, Cleveland. What's up, Cleve? Don Rivers in the building. Here we go, fam. Here we go. Let me put my subject up right quick. Ladies and gentlemen, this is Mark Curry. Mark Curry, very funny guy. Most of you know Mark from hanging with Mr. Cooper. You know, Mark talked about how Steve Harvey stole one of his jokes. And it was one of his really, really popular jokes. And Steve stole a joke like nothing wasn't going to happen, like it would never come back around, like Mark was just too small to ever be able to defend himself. And I guess Mark took it for a moment, but after a while, Mark just let loose, and he's been letting the world know ever since that Steve Harvey is a joke stealer. Stealing jokes, man, that's cold-blooded, man. I can believe it, though. I'm going to tell you, here's why I believe it. Steve Harvey is not funny. Steve Harvey is slave funny. He that slave type dude funny. That's why he tell slave jokes in front of white folks. He one of them type of dudes. He's not like a regular funny dude that doesn't have to try to make black people look bad to get a joke off. You know you got some out there like that, right, fam? They try to come off as intelligent, but they're not. They try to throw their own people under the bus to get brownie points from others. That's Steve Harvey. Remember when he told that slave joke when he was doing the Ask Steve segment of his, I think it was called the Steve Harvey Show. And this white lady who was on the screen popped up and she said, "Hey, Steve, she asked him about some advice that he would give for her when she's at a party or somewhere at a gathering, and somebody asked her an awkward question, and he out of all of the advice he could have given her, out of all of the examples he could have given her, he said, well, next time somebody walk up to you and start talking about something you don't want to talk about, you just tell them, I don't really care for slavery." And then he walked off, and the whole crowd of white folks just laughing. I mean, they just laughing it up, just breaking their backs, falling out laughing. That's the type of comedian Steve Harvey is. So I can believe it. I can believe he stole Mark Curry jokes because he ain't funny. I watched the Steve Harvey show. Let me let y'all see my face, so you know it's me. I watched the Steve Harvey show for the rest of the cast, Cedric and everybody else. I watched Hanging with Mr. Cooper for Mark Curry. See the difference? Mark carried that show. Steve needed other people around him for his show to be successful. So Mark was talking, he was on Sway in the Morning. He was talking about how he was still kind of hot at Steve. He was like, yeah, it's in the past or whatever, but Mark's still hot about that, and he got a right to be hot about it. But Mark was like, yeah, I got at him at the Def Jam 25, and if you ever seen that clip, it was a clip circulating. I think it was came out earlier this year or something, where you could see Mark Curry. You could see Mark Curry in the back. All the comedians are on the stage. I think it was toward the end of the show or something. All of the comedians are on the stage, and Mark is in the back with Steve, and he's in his ear, telling him something. He's charging him up, really. So we didn't know what he was telling them, but Mark told us later that, yeah, I was asking him, why you steal my joke? Why you steal my joke? Punk ass, you know how I be talking. Now Mark talk. So, yeah, he said he charged him up, and he also said that he was going to whoop him. He was going to put paws on Steve Harvey, but Katt Williams talked him off the ledge. Yeah, he said Katt Williams talked him off the ledge. What did Katt Williams say? According to Mark, Katt Williams told him, now is not a good time. I ain't got no problem with that. Family, I need y'all to understand what he said. He ain't say don't get at that chump. He just said now is not a good time. I can dig it, fam. I had a situation like that before at a funeral, believe it or not. It's always my philosophy to not try to upstage the deceased. Go to a funeral, it's about the deceased. It ain't about nobody. It ain't about how you feel. It ain't about who did what. Hey, man, person is dead. They ain't coming back. So no matter how you pitch a fit, how much, who you got a problem with, who you charge up at the funeral, it ain't going to bring them back. Having said that, I had to be talked off the ledge because somebody came to one of my friends' funeral and they made a big scene walking in, just making a big scene walking in. And I was so hot about it. I really had made my mind up that I was going to put paws on him. And as we walk out of the church, right after the funeral, we walk out of the church and my boss he see me. He right next to me, he walking with me, and he like, man, don't do that, man. He said, don't do it. Now is not the time. Boy, I was hot, man. I was hot. And it made sense because then the funeral would have been about what Willie D did. Man, Willie D did this, you know what I'm saying? Like, nah. So I'm glad he talked me off the ledge. I'm glad that I didn't do anything to that dude. I'm glad that that's not on my record. I'm glad that I didn't join the crowd of ignorant folks who show their tail at other people's funerals. Who go to, it's some people that actually go out of their way to go to funerals and show their ass, you know? They go out of their way. That's what they do. Some of them, they just love to go to funerals. Because a lot of times, nobody listens to them unless they doing the 2-minute expressions. They want to go to the funeral just to talk during the 2-minute expressions. And if they don't get a chance to talk, they'll try to extend the funeral. I know what y'all, but that was my friend. That was my brother. That was my cousin. That was my sister. And I got one thing to say. I'm going to say it anyway. You may as well let me talk because I'm going to talk. And then they walk out mad, cussing, and acting a damn fool. That ain't love. That ain't love. You ain't making it ain't about them. That's about you trying to get some attention. That's what that's about. I can't stand people that do that, and I'm glad that I didn't join the circus on that day. Anyway, Mark also revealed that Katt talked him out of stealing Steve Harvey's Rolls Royce. He said Steve Harvey had a white Rolls Royce parked outside, and he was going to steal it. And Oakland just came up out of him. That boy Mark said he was going to steal the Rolls Royce. and Katt talked him off the ledge, man. Man, shouts out to Katt Williams. Shouts out to Mark Curry. Good dudes, man. They're out there on the road together too, fam. So if you get a chance to catch them, make sure you catch them. It's a hell of a show. When I saw them, let me see who was on the road. It was Mark, it was Katt, it was Tommy Davidson. Those three right there, legends, legendary act. It was good stuff. And I'm trying to think who else was on that tour. It was one more person. This was before Kevin Hart's ex joined the tour, and this also was before Monique joined the tour. I think it was one other comedian, lesser known comedian, I believe, if I'm not mistaken. In any event, it was a good show. Mark did something that very few people get a chance to do. He called out an A-list celebrity who steals other people's material. Typically, when you don't have a name, when you don't have a platform, you really can't say too much. If you do, people ain't really going to believe you. And then a lot of times, if you don't have a platform, nobody's going to give you a platform to say those things about that person. Oftentimes because, they don't want to get blackballed by that person, who's still very much active, right? So Steve Harvey probably thought that he'd never see the day where Mark Curry would be able to call him out. And Mark been on his head. Yeah, Mark Curry is a funny dude. You can look at both of them and tell who the most trustworthy is. Look, watch this. Mark, Steve. Mark, Steve. Mark, Coconut. Steve. Steve. That's Steve, right? Yeah. Who looks most trustworthy? Who looks more trustworthy? Yeah, man. Mark a solid dude, fam. Mark, take my word. You can take my word on that. Mark is a solid dude. You ain't never heard nothing funny about him in the business. You ain't never heard nothing funny about Mark Curry in the business. Never been funny style. But this dude right here, why is it that everybody who worked with him, damn near everybody who worked with him, say the same thing? Snake, high horse, arrogant, self-aggrandizing. This is the dude that married the woman who was impregnated by a cousin of a cousin she dated. This is the guy who married the chick who didn't want to marry him when he was struggling, but was all for it once he got papered up. This is the guy who wrote a book called, what was it? Think Like a Man? Think Like a Man, Act Like a Woman? Right? Think Like a Man, Act Like a, was it Act Like a Woman? Think Like a Man, Act Like a Lady. That's what it was. Act Like a Lady, Think Like a Man. Something along those lines. Y'all know what I'm talking about. In any event, how many failed marriages have you had? The dude just be giving advice like he really understands women. The trip part is this, fam. Some people might say you can't knock the hustle. Don't knock the hustle. Can't knock the hustle. It's a hustle. Everybody see it. Everybody see it, but the women who follow his advice. That's cold-blooded. So Katt Williams saved the day. He said Katt Williams wasn't S-H-I-T, but Katt Williams kept Mark Curry from putting paws on him. He should be thanking Katt. and see that, fam? See, everybody always think it'd be Katt about the drama. Katt want drama. You know, Katt ready to fight. Katt stop the fight, man. Why ain't nobody talk about that? Why it took Mark to say this? Why ain't nobody else talked about Katt? You know, preventing people from getting their head bust wide open. I got to get back out there on the road and watch. I got to find out where they at, where they're at now, because I know that tour gonna go on for about a year. I got to get back out there and go to one of those shows because I like the energy. I like the energy of the people that go to the show, and I like the energy of the people that's on the show. Yeah. Let's see. Miss Jazzy is in the house. What's up, Miss Jazzy? KV Antonio. Philadelphia. Marilladelphia. What's up? Earl Times. Uprise. Derek Mallory says Steve Harvey hates hip hop. You didn't finish the sentence. You should have said Steve Harvey hates hip hop and hip hop hates Steve Harvey. Shantae Cooper. What's up? Talk that talk. Yeah, man. It was universally known that he was hating on Bernie Mac. How could anybody hate on Bernie Mac? Bernie Mac was such a man's man, you know, a cool, solid dude, strong reputation. So you know when people that got a solid reputation get into it with other people, you already know who the issue is. You know what the problem is. Anytime, think about what I'm saying, fam. And this extends beyond celebrities. Anytime somebody who has a solid reputation gets into it with somebody, you already know who's at fault. Like you say, real recognize real. Real don't even try to bump heads with real. Real recognize it, respect it. There's sometimes a silent nod, a silent affirmative nod, and then you keep it moving. You ain't got to necessarily say nothing to another person when you recognize real. You just kind of make eye contact and you know, and they know, and you keep it moving. Yeah, they say Steve tried to take food out of Bernie Mac's mouth. Solo Dolo, what up? Gabrielle Kufu. What's up, Cornelius? Stepmommy, what's up? See Connie Hodge, Yolanda Coleman, Kathy Rodriguez, Derek Mallory. Was that CLB zone? CLB zone. Yeah, that Ocean's 11 movie. That was it. Edward Johnson, Cincinnati. Mr. Cool. Let Marion. And here's another thing about Bernie Mac. Bernie Mac, although he was in Hollywood, he was not Hollywood. He was very successful in Hollywood. Family, do you know how solid you have to be to maintain a good reputation and be in Hollywood and be successful? To have all the action that Bernie Mac got and still be successful, still have people saying how you're a solid dude, still not just stepping over anybody to get to the top, not trying to play anybody else out of position, not hating on anybody else, just getting yours off your own merit, getting yours off your own hustle. Never heard about Bernie Mac doing no slick stuff or something that was embarrassing to his character. Stood on business. Most of the time when you stand on business, they're not going to give you a whole lot of action. You might slip through the crack and get some action like Mark did. They ain't know Mark was so real. They thought Mark was just all jokes and just all funny. But Mark was like, and I'll bust your head to the white meat. They thought, yeah. Mark damn near changed that show from hanging with Mr. Cooper to banging with Mr. Cooper. But we know what Steve did to get on. We know what he did. Yeah, we know what he did. You remember that's the dude who said, what he said, for $5 million, he'll act like a monkey. Remember when he said that? Dude was actually screaming like a monkey. The trip part about it is that a lot of blogs and like bloggers, especially non-blacks, they reposted it with the caption, Steve Harvey saying he would play a monkey. Hilarious. He actually said he would act like a monkey for $4 million. Steve Harvey, hold on. Let me take Mark off the screen. There you go. There go the dude who would act like a monkey for $4 million. Y'all remember when Steve Harvey had the debate with Monique about the way comedians, about the way that she handled her Netflix fallout. That's what actually kicked it off. That's what actually made people dig up that old clip of him talking about he'll sell out for some money. This is when he was on the original Kings of Comedy tour, where he was the weak link. Like, I think DL hosted, and even the host was funnier than him. Everybody was funnier than him. No, he hosted. He was the host. And that's why they made him the host, really, because he was the least funny. Yeah, that's that part where he was talking about Michael Clark Duncan's role in the 2001 adaptation of Planet of the Apes. That's what that was about. And within the segment, he said he had invited Michael Clark Duncan. He said he had invited him to his radio show to promote the film, only to be met by criticism from one caller who said, "I don't think Black people should put themselves out there like that. We need more positive roles, and you playing a mother effing gorilla." So that's what kicked it off. So from there, he says that Michael Duncan revealed to him that he received $10 million for that role. $10 racks. And to that, Steve Harvey replied on stage, $10 million? For $4 million, I'll be the mother effing monkey you can stand. I'll be all the mother effing monkey you can stand. At that point, he starts to make a monkey sound while impersonating the animal, saying again, for that much money, he's swaying on a vine to work. Yeah. He said, hey, for $4 million, I'll be all the mother effing monkey you can stand. I'll swing on a vine to work. That's what he said. I'll swing on a vine to work. Let me tell you something, fam. I get it. Everybody, we like comedy. Jokes and jokes and jokes. Jokes and jokes, right? But let me explain something to you. Everybody ain't joking. Every comedian ain't joking. Now, what does happen is oftentimes comedians will hide behind a joke, but they really not joking. They may say something to make you laugh, but they ain't joking. And he wasn't joking. Type of dude to do anything for money. He tried to get Monique to sell her soul for money. He tried to get Monique to shut up and dribble. When Monique stood up to Netflix, everybody thought it was career suicide. But Monique was already being blackballed. Shit, what you got to lose? Don't nobody want to give you what you're worth. They ain't really want to come to the table and work with you and hey, you ain't got nothing to lose. Monique rolled the dice. Took a few years, but she circled the wagon and got her money. And she still got her integrity. And she ain't got to be like Steve Harvey ran through. See, family, if you don't know what you will do for money, you got to know what you won't do for money. You better know what you won't do for money. Steve Harvey know what he'll do. He pretty much do anything. Like he say, he'll be a effing monkey. He'll swing from a vine to work for that money. What else has he done for money? It'll come out. It'll come out. It don't matter how much money I have, fam. I could be sitting on 100 million, 100 billion, a million, 20,000. If I'm not comfortable with my decision, if I play myself, I'm not going to be able to sleep. I'm not going to feel right about that. So it don't matter how much money I have, I'm going to be tormented. Sold not for sale, family. So it makes the money not even worth it for me. But some people, money is all they know. Money rule them. So as long as they can get some money, they don't even care if they have a good relationship with their children. They don't even care if they have a good relationship with their siblings or their mother. They don't care if they burn bridges and destroy friendships. As long as they have that money, they are a slave to that money. And that's the only thing that matters to them in reality. I said I wasn't going to be that long, fam, so I'm going to go ahead and end the live right now. But yeah, that's it, fam. I wanted to bring that to y'all attention. Mark Curry has given Katt Williams credit for not beating Steve Harvey's head in at Def Jam 25 for stealing his jokes. Joke stealer. Boy, that's the worst thing that you can be in comedy. That's the worst kind of comedy. That's a cardinal sin. To steal a joke in comedy? He tried to son Mark Curry. And Mark Curry messed around and gave that boy the moon. Mark Curry messed around and mooned that boy. That's my time, fam. I appreciate y'all. Until next time, enjoy the rest of your morning, afternoon, or evening, wherever you are in the world. No more talk.